Good evening, everyone. Mark and Monica here from Magnificent Mindset.
How you going? Trust you've all had a great Saturday and keeping warm wherever you are.
Absolutely, we're all rugged up here in like our knits.
We are. We're a little bit chilly tonight. We've got the heat on, which is nice.
We thought we'd do a quick little pop in and talk about something that's a bit of a hot topic.
Yeah, it is. And it's about masculinity and the expression of emotions. And recently I heard someone talk about or mention that they recommended not to cry in front of their partner, for a man not to cry in front of their partner because it was demasculating him. And I was just like, nah.
Very old school, really.
Very old school.
Something we wouldn't want to encourage moving forward.
No.
To have healthy relationships, to not cry in front of your partner.
Yeah, and especially these days with the high rate of male suicide and mental health, it's not about suppressing emotions, not showing them. It's about opening up and actually expressing and showing and being in a space where you can actually show emotions, whether it be happiness, sadness, fear, shame, all of that.
Anger, joy.
Anger. Because generally what happens is most men, the emotion they express mainly is anger. When they've got something turned up on the inside, there's something that's turning up or they're frustrated or there's a bit of guilt or shame there, it will be expressed generally with anger.
And why do you think that is? Why is it so common that or men in general, we're generalising here, expressing emotions through anger?
Well, because they don't know or haven't tapped into or haven't been shown how to tap into other emotions, or whether it's even safe for them to express whatever's going on for them at that moment.
It's not something necessarily we've been taught by our parents. Being an older generation, that it's okay or cool or manly or tough to show emotions other than control and anger. Being
Correct.
Like in charge, got your shit together, can't cry.
Yeah. And I'll use even my own example here. Within my family tribe, emotions, because we're all boys. I grew up, I got two older brothers and my dad. But emotions were kind of put a lid on as blokes. It was a very old school way of thinking. We didn't show a lot of emotions apart from, playing sport and stuff, definitely, and anger. But as far as expressing what's going on for you...
Because you still got all the emotions going on, you just don't know how to express them.
Correct.
You're no different to us women.
Correct. And that's where there's that thing with men, they have that trouble of expressing that. Because... first of all, they have to feel it. We have to feel it. What is going on for me right now? What is that I'm experiencing? And then it's about how can I express that to my partner or to who I'm with in a resourceful way where it's going to be not allowed, it's going to be accepted and being in a place where it's safe.
So you're talking about how, like, the first steps, if you're in this situation and you struggle with showing emotions and even knowing how to, maybe we can first talk about how will it be different. Could you give some examples or share a bit of when you started to learn how to, and trust, I think, more so that it was okay to express your emotions?
Well, that's exactly right. Just that the first step of when I did actually start to express myself or what I was experiencing, what I was feeling, it gave me confidence. I was okay. And
I remember that.
And Monica actually reciprocated and sat there with me and validated me for that. And it was beautiful. And then it allowed me to express a bit more. And through that process, I got to know me more. I got to know a greater range of emotions that was just awesome because we're human.
Yeah, and we could have much more meaningful conversations rather than just sort of surface stuff.
Yeah.
Or just having conversations about, the good and the bad. It got to all the colours of the rainbow. So you also were able to listen when I was sharing something, and we could do it for each other. So that brought much a much deeper conversation and connection between us when we're able to do
Most
that.
definitely.
Usually women, they do this very well together, but it's different to be able to have those conversations with a man.
Yeah, definitely. And men generally don't, even if they're with their mates, generally don't go into what they're experiencing, their emotions, their feeling. And because it is about being vulnerable, you're really being vulnerable for a bloke. You're being vulnerable in that space.
And not knowing what it's going to turn out like, and if it's going to be, you know, classified as a wuss or weak or a pussy or whatever, in order to have those conversations. But it's actually the opposite. Being able to share emotions and vulnerability is actually the deepest level of courage, because that's how much guts it takes for anyone to be able to express feelings and emotions and not knowing how it's going to be reciprocated. That's scary. So in order to do that, it takes a shitload of courage. So it's not weak in any way.
It's like winning a mini grand final after you've expressed what you're feeling, being allowed yourself to be vulnerable, and then afterwards it's like you've just won the grand final because you feel so fucking good about yourself as a bloke. So I am speaking in this as a man, that you feel, wow, I was able to express that. My partner sat there with me and validated me and acknowledged what I was experiencing. And didn't...
Is it almost like peeling off like layers of an onion and feeling you know, peeling off the brown bits and getting to the good bits inside?
Definitely. And it's exactly like that. Getting to know yourself even more. So it's really important to, and I think it's creating that space. You know,
for the woman, when a man starts to express feelings, because he can be very clunky in the beginning, to not take things personal. When your man starts to express how he's feeling and what's going on in the inside, and it may not be in the most in the prettiest way.
Correct.
Not to take it personal as a woman, not to go, he's having a go at me, what are you saying? Just go, tell me more. Yeah,
because as a man, we may not structure or have the correct language or get that...
Because you're not used to talking in those ways.
No, and most men aren't. And the beautiful thing is, and even with men that I've worked with, when they start to express just the smallest thing, their relationship with themselves just booms, blossoms, and the relationship with their partner just opens up, because it brings this greater intimacy, this closeness of each other. And the woman generally, and you can vouch for this, loves it when the man opens up about what's really going on on the inside. And the man may be clunky, may start off being a bit angry, then it's better actually just sort of saying, hey, tell me what's going on. I'm
tell
here
me
with
more,
you.
and thank you so much for sharing.
Those words there to a man when they do actually start expressing, being vulnerable about what they're feeling, is gold. Thank you for sharing that with me. That stuff is just gold.
So bring it back again. So first starting, how would you start off? If you have stuff going on the inside and you have no idea where to start as a man, what would you be doing? What's the first thing?
I'll be actually identifying what is that sensation I've got going on. And then if you can actually go to a feeling. So first of all, maybe just a sensation that I'm experiencing.